In love, words are often overrated. We expect grand declarations, poetic confessions, and dramatic I love yous. But the truth is, the deepest emotions are often expressed in silence, in the small actions, the quiet gestures, the moments that speak without sound. A man who truly likes you might never say it out loud, but his heart will speak in ways his mouth doesn't. You just have to know how to listen differently, not with your ears, but with your eyes and your instincts. Many women miss the signs, not because they're not paying attention, but because we're conditioned to wait for clear words. We wait for him to say something obvious, to spell it out. But love doesn't always come that way. Some men, especially those who feel deeply, express their affection through action. Their love hides in everyday moments, in the way they show up, in the way they remember, in the way they simply stay close when the rest of the world walks away. This isn't about games. It's not about reading into every text or overanalyzing every glance. It's about learning the language of quiet care, the subtle signs that say, I like you, even when the words haven't come yet. And often, these signs are far more powerful than anything spoken, because anyone can say the right thing, but only someone genuine will consistently do the right thing. You may have wondered, does he like me? Is he just being friendly? Am I reading too much into it? Those questions are natural. But the answers are often right in front of you, written not in speech, but in patterns. How he behaves around you, what he remembers, how he makes you feel, even when nothing is being said. This video, or script, article, breaks down 15 silent ways a man tells you he likes you. Not loud, not obvious, not forced, just real. Whether you're in a new connection, a growing friendship, or quietly hoping something more is happening, these signs can help you see what his heart is really trying to say. Because when a man truly cares about you, he may not always say it, but he will always show it. And once you learn how to see the signs, you'll never wonder again. 1. He finds excuses to be around you. He finds excuses to be around you, not because he has to, but because he genuinely wants to. It starts subtly. He may offer to help with something simple, like carrying a bag or fixing something minor, even when it's unnecessary. You'll notice he suddenly shows up at places you're likely to be, acting surprised to see you there. But deep down, he already knew. His reasons aren't grand gestures. They're often small, almost invisible moments, like staying a bit longer after everyone else leaves, or walking slower just to match your pace. He creates situations where your paths cross more often, hoping each time feels natural, not forced. When a man wants to be close to you, physical presence becomes his silent love language. He doesn't need a reason to talk to you. He just starts a conversation about anything, even if it's random. If you mention a favorite cafe or movie, don't be surprised if he suddenly suggests going there too. These moments might seem casual, but they're intentional. It's not manipulation, it's affection wrapped in curiosity. He wants to understand your world, be part of your routines, feel connected to your everyday life. He doesn't want to invade your space. He just wants to be in it. And even when he's quiet, just sitting near you or finding a seat close by, that silent presence speaks volumes. His actions are not always loud, but they are persistent. When someone finds reasons to be around you without making it obvious, it's not just attraction, it's an emotional pull, a desire to belong in your story. And no matter how normal it may seem, deep inside, it's his way of saying, I feel something for you, and I hope you feel it too. Chapter 2. He remembers small details about you. He remembers small details about you. Not just the obvious ones like your birthday or favorite color, but the ones you never expected anyone to notice. Maybe you mentioned once, in passing, that you don't like your coffee too sweet, and the next time you're together, he brings you one just the way you like it. Or perhaps you told a story about your childhood pet, and weeks later he brings it up again like it truly mattered to him. It's in these little moments that his feelings show themselves, quietly and consistently. When a man wants to be close to you, he listens differently. He doesn't just hear your words, he absorbs them. Even if it's a random comment about your favorite song, your dream city, or a book you loved as a kid, it stays with him. Not because he's trying to impress you, but because what matters to you starts to matter to him. Your stories become his memories too, and your preferences start shaping how he interacts with you. This kind of memory isn't rehearsed, it's instinctive. He holds on to your words because they're important to him. It's not always about romantic details either. He might remember you had a job interview on a certain day and ask how it went without being reminded. Or he knows you don't like late-night texts, so he stops himself from messaging after a certain hour. These aren't grand declarations. They're small acts of care, rooted in attention. That's how you know someone is emotionally present. Anyone can say they care, but remembering the little things proves it. In a world where most people forget what you said yesterday, someone who holds on to your quiet moments is rare. And when he remembers those small details, he's not just thinking of you, he's holding a piece of you with him. 3. He mirrors your actions and words. He mirrors your actions and words, not because he's trying to copy you, but because he's unconsciously drawn to you. It's something people do naturally when they feel connected, without even realizing it. If you cross your arms, he might do the same. If you laugh in a certain way or use a unique phrase often, you may start to hear him echoing it. These reflections aren't about mimicry, they're about emotional alignment. When he's into you, his body and speech start syncing with yours, almost like his entire being is trying to stay in rhythm with yours. This kind of mirroring is subtle. You might mention a way you describe things or a gesture you often make, and over time, you'll catch him doing it too, without thinking. If you lean in while talking, he does the same. If you smile mid-sentence, he does too. These are small signals, but they reveal something deep. He's emotionally engaged, fully present, and trying to connect with you on your level. Even in conversation, he might start using words you use frequently. Maybe you always say, "That's wild," when surprised, and suddenly he picks up the same reaction. This subconscious imitation shows that your way of expressing the world has influenced him, and he welcomes it. It means your presence is leaving a mark on his mind, enough for him to unconsciously blend into it. When someone mirrors you, it's not just about observation, it's a psychological closeness. It's like his heart is quietly trying to tell yours, "I see you, I feel you, I'm with you." It's one of the quietest but most powerful signs of emotional connection. Because when someone starts to reflect who you are, they're not just watching, they're connecting, and they don't want to let that connection fade. 4. He texts you without any reason. He texts you without any reason, not because he has something urgent to say, but because he simply wants to feel close to you. It might be a random, "What are you up to?" or a meme that reminded him of something you laughed about. Sometimes it's just a "hey" with no follow-up. And other times it's a comment on something you mentioned days ago. These messages may seem small or casual, but they carry meaning. They're his way of saying, "I'm thinking about you," without having to say it directly. When a guy likes you and wants to be closer, silence feels too far. Even if there's no topic, no occasion, and no news to share, reaching out is his way of bridging the distance. He wants to be in your day somehow, even if it's just for a moment. These little check-ins are not just about conversation, they're about presence. He wants you to know he's there, interested, and paying attention. You'll notice that the timing of his messages often aligns with when he thinks you're free, or when something might remind him of you. Maybe he texts you in the evening when things are winding down, or early in the morning to be the first person you hear from. That consistency isn't just coincidence, it's care. And sometimes he'll text just to keep the connection alive. It doesn't have to be romantic or deep. It might be playful, silly, or even awkward, but the effort is always there. That's what matters. In a world where most people only reach out when they need something, someone who texts just to be close, even with no real reason, is someone who doesn't want to let the connection fade. It's not about the content, it's about you. 5. He opens up about personal things. He opens up about personal things not because he's trying to impress you, but because he feels safe with you. For many men, sharing emotions or past experiences isn't easy. It requires trust, comfort, and a sense of emotional security. So when he begins to talk about things he doesn't usually share, his childhood, his fears, his family struggles, his failures, it's a quiet but powerful sign that you matter to him more than most people do. You'll notice the difference in how he talks. He goes beyond surface-level conversation. Instead of just joking or keeping it light, he starts revealing layers of himself that few people get to see. Maybe he tells you about a time he felt lost, or someone who broke his heart, or the reason he works so hard. These stories are not just memories, they're pieces of his inner world, and he's trusting you enough to hold them. It's not always a dramatic confession. Sometimes it's as simple as admitting he's had a bad day or that he's worried about the future. But even those small moments are vulnerable for someone who usually keeps things to himself. Opening up is his way of inviting you closer, letting you know that he wants you to understand him beyond the image he shows to the rest of the world. When a man shares personal things, he's letting down his guard. He's saying, without saying it, I trust you with who I really am. That kind of honesty is rare, and it doesn't come lightly. He's not just talking, he's building a bridge between his heart and yours. And in doing so, he's hoping you'll walk across it and meet him where he really lives, behind the quiet, behind the smile, behind the walls. 6. He compliments your personality. He compliments your personality, not just your looks, because he's noticing what truly sets you apart. Anyone can say you're beautiful, but when he tells you that he admires how kind you are, how funny you make things, or how calm you stay under pressure, he's seeing you in a deeper way. These are the compliments that come from observation, not impulse. He's paying attention, not just to how you appear, but to how you are. You'll know it's real when he compliments things most people overlook. He might say he loves how you always look out for others, or how you light up a room when you talk passionately about something you care about. These aren't lines, they're reflections. It shows he's listening when you speak, watching how you treat people, and remembering the way you handle life. And what's even more telling is when he compliments the parts of you that you don't even recognize as special. Maybe he says, I like how real you are, or you always make me feel calmer just by being around. These comments hit different because they go beyond attraction. They come from appreciation, admiration, connection. When a man starts noticing and complimenting your inner traits, your courage, your wit, your kindness, it means he's valuing you not for what you give him, but for who you are when no one's watching. It's the kind of affection that sees beyond appearance and dives into essence. And the truth is, people don't compliment what they don't notice. So when he says something about your personality, he's not just praising you. He's revealing how much of you he sees and how much closer he wants to be. Or 7. He notices your mood changes. He notices your mood changes, even the ones you try to hide. You may think you're keeping a straight face or carrying on like everything is fine, but he can sense the shift in your tone, your energy, or even the silence between your words. When a man pays attention to your emotions this closely, it's not just because he's observant. It's because he cares deeply. Your happiness, your sadness, your quiet moments, they matter to him more than you realize. Sometimes he won't ask directly, but you'll feel it in the way he acts. He might slow down the conversation, soften his voice, or stay a little longer, just to make sure you're okay. He picks up on the little clues others miss, the shorter replies, the fake smiles, the pause before you say, "I'm fine." It's not always what you say, but what you don't say that he hears the loudest. You might not even realize your mood has changed until he checks in with a gentle, "Are you sure you're okay?" or "You seem a little different today." And in that moment, it hits you. Someone actually sees you, even when you're trying not to be seen. That kind of attention is rare, and it comes from emotional investment, not obligation. Noticing your mood means he's emotionally in sync with you. He wants to understand you on a deeper level, not just celebrate your highs, but also stand quietly with you through your lows. He's not trying to fix everything, he just wants to be there. And sometimes, that silent support says more than 1,000 words. Because when someone truly wants to be close, they don't wait for you to cry out. They show up the moment your heart starts whispering. 8. He offers help even when you don't ask. He offers help even when you don't ask because he's not waiting for you to struggle out loud. He's already paying attention. Whether it's something small like carrying your bag, helping you with a task, or sending you something useful for your work or studies, his actions say, "I'm here for you, even before you need me." This kind of support isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet, consistent, and deeply meaningful. When a man wants to be close to you, he doesn't just react, he anticipates. He notices when you're overwhelmed, even if you say you're fine. Maybe you're tired after a long day, and he offers to pick something up for you. Or you mention once that you hate dealing with something. Suddenly, he's trying to make it easier without you having to repeat yourself. These aren't favors, they're offerings of care. He's stepping in because he wants to lighten your load, not for recognition, but because your comfort matters to him. It's in the little things, like remembering your schedule and checking in before something's stressful, or noticing when something's broken and fixing it without being asked. This kind of help doesn't come from a sense of duty. It comes from a place of quiet affection. He's not trying to prove himself. He's trying to be present in your life, in ways that make a difference without demanding attention. What makes this even more special is that he doesn't do it to be praised. He does it because when you're okay, he feels okay. Your well-being becomes something he naturally wants to protect, even if you've never asked him to. That's when you know it's real, when help shows up uninvited, not because you're weak, but because he's strong enough to stand with you before you fall. 9. He makes time for you no matter what. He makes time for you no matter what, not because his schedule is empty, but because you matter to him more than the things fighting for his attention. In a world where everyone claims to be busy, someone who consistently carves out space for you is quietly choosing you over convenience. Whether it's a 5-minute call during a hectic day, a late-night message just to check in, or shifting plans to see you for even a short while, his effort speaks volumes. Time is one of the most valuable things a person can offer. And when a man makes it a point to include you in his day, he's doing more than just being polite. He's prioritizing you. It could be during work breaks, weekends, or even when he's drained. But somehow, he shows up. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. He listens, he engages, and most importantly, he stays present. You'll notice that it's not about grand gestures or elaborate dates. Sometimes, it's just sitting together in silence or texting back when you didn't expect a reply. Even in a crowd, he makes you feel like the only one who matters. He doesn't come up with excuses. He finds ways to stay connected. Because to him, time spent with you isn't a task. It's a gift, both given and received. And what's most beautiful is that you never have to ask him twice. He's already there, rescheduling things, staying up late, or waking up early just to talk to you. When a man truly wants to be close, he won't let life get in the way. He won't wait for the perfect moment. He'll create it. Because deep down, he knows one truth. People make time for who they care about. And he's made his choice. 10. He gets jealous in subtle ways. He gets jealous in subtle ways, not in a possessive or controlling sense, but in those quiet, almost unnoticeable moments when someone else captures your attention and he suddenly withdraws a little. It's in the way his smile fades just slightly when you mention another guy, or the shift in his tone when he asks, "Oh, who's that?" Even though he's trying to sound casual, he won't confront you or make a scene. He might not even admit it to himself. But that flicker of discomfort is there, because his feelings for you run deeper than he lets on. This kind of jealousy isn't loud. It doesn't come with accusations or drama. Instead, it slips in between words, in moments when he's normally confident but suddenly becomes quiet or more observant. Maybe he starts acting a bit more reserved after someone compliments you, or he unexpectedly brings up that conversation again later, just to see how you respond. He may joke about it, laugh it off, or brush it aside, but underneath, he's feeling the sting of seeing someone else get close to you, even if just for a moment. Sometimes his subtle jealousy comes out in his effort. After seeing another guy make you laugh, he might try harder to make you smile, or he'll remind you of shared memories as if to say, "Don't forget what we have." It's not about competition, it's about care. He's afraid of losing something he hasn't even fully claimed yet. And that quiet fear shows just how much you mean to him. The truth is, subtle jealousy isn't always a red flag. Sometimes it's just a quiet reminder that his heart is in this. And though he may not say it out loud, his silence says enough. He doesn't want to share you, because he's already started falling for you. 11. He listens more than he speaks. He listens more than he speaks. And that says more than words ever could. In a world where most people are just waiting for their turn to talk, his silence is different. It's intentional. He isn't zoning out or nodding to seem polite. He's actually there, absorbing your words, your tone, even the things you're not saying. When you speak, he doesn't interrupt or shift the topic to himself. He stays focused, as if every word matters, because to him, it does. This kind of listening is rare. It's patient, present, and rooted in care. He remembers things you told him days or even weeks ago, not because he has a great memory, but because he was really paying attention. He catches the little things, like how you get quiet when you're tired, or how your voice changes when something excites you. He notices what makes you happy, what worries you, what you try to hide behind a smile. He doesn't rush to give advice or fix your problems. Sometimes he just sits with you in the silence that follows a heavy thought. And in that silence, he's saying, "You don't have to carry this alone." His quiet is full of presence, not distance. And when he does speak, it's thoughtful, responding to your feelings, not just your words. When a man listens more than he speaks, it's not because he has nothing to say. It's because he values what you have to say more. He wants to understand you, not just hear you. And in those quiet moments of deep attention, he's building a bridge of trust, one that doesn't need constant words, because it's already anchored in care. That's not just listening, that's love, paying attention. 12. He shares future plans with you. He shares future plans with you, not as a casual thought, but as a quiet invitation into his life. It starts with small things. Maybe he says, "We should go there someday," or "You'd love that place." At first, it sounds like daydreaming, but the more he talks, the clearer it becomes. When he thinks about what's ahead, He pictures you in it. It's not just about trips or events. It's about creating a future where your presence feels natural, expected, even necessary. This kind of sharing is intimate. It reveals that he's not just living in the moment with you. He's investing in something that lasts beyond today. Whether it's his career goals, a city he wants to move to, or even how he sees his family someday, if he includes you in those conversations, it's because he sees you as someone who could actually be there. He trusts you enough to let you in on what matters to him, even if it's still uncertain or far away. Sometimes he'll ask your opinion. Would you ever want to live near the ocean? Or, do you like big weddings or small ones? It might sound playful, but it's not just talk. He's feeling out the shape of your dreams, wondering if they fit with his. He wants to know if the rhythm of your future could match his heartbeat. When a man includes you in his plans, he's not making promises. He's building possibilities. He's showing you that you're not just a part of his present, but someone he's willing to grow with. And even if he doesn't say the words directly, his vision speaks clearly. He's not planning a future alone. He's already started imagining it with you in it. 13. He includes you in his friend circle. He includes you in his friend circle, not just to show you off, but to bring you into the world he already belongs to. It's his quiet way of saying, "You're important to me, and I want the people I care about to know you too." For many men, their social circle is personal. It's a space they trust, where they're most themselves. So when he invites you into that space, he's opening a door to his real life, not just the version he shows you in private. You'll notice he starts mentioning you to his friends, even before you meet them. Maybe he tells them something funny you said, or how you inspired him to try something new. When you finally do meet, his friends already know who you are, because he's talked about you, fondly and often. That's no accident. That's care. When you're around his friends, he doesn't act different. In fact, he might seem more relaxed, more proud. He introduces you with warmth in his voice, and he watches your interactions with quiet hope, hoping that his world and yours blend easily. He might glance over at you during a group hangout, smiling to himself, just happy to have you there beside him. And if his friends start treating you like one of their own, teasing you, opening up, inviting you again, it's because he's made it clear that you're not temporary. You're someone who matters, someone who belongs. When a man brings you into his circle, he's not just sharing time, he's sharing trust. He's letting you see who he really is, outside of just you and him. And in doing so, he's telling you something beautiful. Without saying a word, you're already becoming part of my life story. 14. He laughs at your jokes even when they're bad. He laughs at your jokes even when they're bad. Not because they're genuinely hilarious every time, but because you're the one saying them. His laughter isn't about the punchline, it's about the connection. When a man is into you, he finds joy in your presence, not just in your words. So even when your joke falls flat or doesn't make much sense, he still smiles, chuckles, or gives you that playful grin. It's not forced, it's affectionate. There's a warmth in how he reacts. He might tease you a little, saying, "That was terrible," but he's still laughing, still engaged. His body language tells the story, leaning in, eyes lit up, genuinely enjoying the moment. That kind of reaction doesn't come from politeness. It comes from a deeper place, a comfort and fondness that turns even a silly joke into a shared memory. What makes this so special is that he's not laughing at you, he's laughing with you. He wants you to feel confident, heard, and appreciated. Even if your humor isn't always on point, his laughter is his way of saying, "I love the way your mind works." It's about encouraging your spirit, celebrating your quirks, and showing you that being yourself is more than enough around him. When a man laughs at your bad jokes, he's not just reacting, he's connecting. He's choosing to delight in your joy, even when there's no perfect delivery. Because to him, your happiness is infectious, your awkwardness is endearing, and your laughter is something he wants more of in his life. And that kind of laughter, the kind rooted in affection, not comedy, is the truest sound of someone quietly falling for you. 15. He gives you his full attention when you talk. He gives you his full attention when you talk, not out of obligation, but because in that moment, nothing matters more than you. His phone stays face down. His eyes don't drift around the room. He's not distracted or half listening. He's fully present, like the world pauses for him to hear you. That kind of attention is rare, especially today. And when a man gives it freely, it's not just a sign of interest. It's a sign of deep emotional connection. You can feel the difference. He's not just hearing your words, he's trying to understand them. He watches your face, reacts to your emotions, remembers the things you say. Even if the topic isn't exciting to him, he listens with patience and care because you're the one saying it. It could be a story about your day or something you're worried about. Either way, he's tuned in like it matters, because to him, it does. He doesn't interrupt or rush you. He lets you finish your thoughts. He asks questions that show he's actually thinking about what you said. It's not about being polite. It's about being engaged. His attention is a form of affection, a way of saying, you're worth my time, my energy, and my focus. In a world full of distractions, giving someone your undivided attention is a powerful act of care. When he listens like that, he's not just being a good listener. He's showing you that your words matter, your feelings are seen, and your voice is heard. And that kind of presence doesn't just bring people closer, it builds trust, intimacy, and love without a single word needing to be spoken.